So the drawer sides and backs have been hand planed now after gluing it all up, and I've slipped the bottoms into the grooves on the bottom, as you can see here, I hope, and they're nailed in the back to complete the drawers. So the next thing, and they fit into the openings well, so then you need drawer stops, and I'm not sure you can see them here. There they are there. So there's not a lot of room underneath the bottom of the drawer bottom and the bottom of the opening. So there's about a no, it's not even 1/8 of an inch, 3/32 of an inch thick piece there on both edges. And the reason you do it in the front, of course, is because the drawer will the bottoms will expand front to back. So if you set the drawer stops in the middle of the back anyway, they'll vary based on the season, so the drawer fronts will move in and out. Whereas if you set them in the front here, then the drawer front stops at that point, and so you get an accurate insert. So I'm trying to set these little stop blocks at the high point of the curves, the two front curves. So these stops are gluing up, and then we'll test the fit and then reproduce it all the way down. Well, it's time to start putting the locks into the drawers. So I purchased these from Horton Brasses, and so they are typical drawer locks, what you would call a half mortise. So they you've got to cut the mortise out the back here, and then of course drill a hole for the key in the front. So that's the task that I'm working on right now. So I've marked it out with the pencil where I want, and then started to chop it with a chisel along the edges. But then I have this router plane here from Lee Valley, and it makes a nice flat bottom mortise, so it works real well at getting this nice and flat. You know, we got to take it down quite a bit here for the lock to fit in, but once we get to the bottom, it does nice work in ending up with a nice flat bottom mortise. Well, I've got the inner mortise about where I want it. It's getting close to the line there, as you can see. So I've decided to start on the outer mortise, which has to be just deep enough to set in the metal there. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and eventually it'll set down in there. Now that the mortise is mostly cut, I need to know where the hole needs to be. So I've got a small drill here in my egg beater that I'm going to drill a pilot through to the other side, and that way I can locate it and make the larger hole. I think it needs to be about 1/4 inch. Well, after much chopping and paring, I've got the lock fitting about the way that I want it. It's flush here on the top and then slightly recessed in the back. But fitting these locks is going to be a bit of work because of the curvature in the back here. So anyway, it's fitting pretty good, and we got our hole. But now we have to cut the key shape here, so I need a keyhole saw. So time to cut out the keyhole shape here, and I don't have a keyhole saw. I guess I could go out and buy one. My grandfather had one, and I have no idea what happened to it. So what we have here is a saber saw blade and a little wooden handle that will suffice for our keyhole saw here. So we'll see how well it works. Sundays at 2, the ticket office number is as follows: 216. Them up at the box office. Ticketmaster. Is the King Park box office phone number. How many show CDs do you have, or downloads do you have, or musical videos? Oh my goodness, well, there we have it. After a little bit of filing, the key fits in there pretty well, and as you can see, raises the lock, and of course there's an escutcheon plate that goes on the front of that. But looks like we got one done. Since I had 4 of them to do, I made myself, after doing the first one, I made myself a couple of cardboard templates that allowed me to mark out where the mortise belongs, since it's a double mortise there, and but it makes it much easier to mark out and then to reproduce the thing 3 more times. So that's assisting me. So I added the top to the chest here. You know, I had glued together 2 boards after I resawed them, and there was nothing special about doing it. Cutting the shape of the front here on the top, and then I used an OG bit on the bottom. So this particular chest that I'm building, they rather than add molding down here, they just molded the underside of it, which kind of makes it look like there is molding there. So that's pretty cool, and it's the first one that I've done where the molded edge is on the bottom of the chest top. So we're all set. The keyholes are and locks, mortises are in, and so now I've got to make the back panels. Well, I've got to make the back now, so I milled some pine that I had into half lap stock, and so I'm going to just attach it with nails here on the back. Finished with the back now, as you can see, with the lap siding, and so overall it's finished. It's time to well, I could mount the handles yet, and then start on the finishing.